One of our favorite things to do when we have free time is to go to my dad's.
Traveling with 21 people is always a very big challenge.
It's tough, and I do holler.
Hey, Papa. Come on, cousins. I'm glad you're here.
3 days is long enough.
Papa Bill has this really, really cool tractor, and so all of us were going to go out there and drive the tractor.
Corey, now you know why you don't drive a real car.
Slow down.
She'll flip it!
Sports was a big thing when we were growing up at our house.
Football! Instant replay!
We have two big creeks that come together on the property here.
We had a mud ball fight, and we splashed it all over Carmen.
They're all over the place. The refrigerator, I guess, is open 3,000 times a day. It takes us about a day and a half to clean up after they leave.
In this house lives our big family. There's always room for one more. We laugh and cry, we hope and pray that in this house our love will soar. In this house forevermore.
Well, one of our favorite things to do when we have free time is to go to my dad's farm in South Carolina. We call it Papa Bill's. Even I call him Papa Bill half the time. To go back there to my dad's farm, and it's one of our children's favorite things to do.
Hey, I need everybody to come down to the dining room. We're gonna pack for Papa Bill's. I need everybody to come down to the dining room so you can see the list. When we're packing for any trip, I make a master list of all the outfits that we need, which ones and how many. Other things like underclothes and socks and shoes and PJs that they might forget. And we're just packing for a little short trip to Papa Bill's and Mama Jane's for about 3 days. So it's gonna be just about 3 outfits a piece, which will be a whole lot when you multiply that by 21.
Traveling with 21 people is always a very big challenge.
One of the older kids will pack all of the kids' clothes from like Jackson down. So we'll send them up to get their pajamas, their underclothes.
Any 2 play outfits you need.
No, this is your play dress.
Your underwear, your socks, your shoes. You've got 2 nights, 3 days.
Here's underwear, Biz. This is your stack. Bring them down, lay everything out, fold it, put it in its bags.
Hell you go! The hell go! That's the hell you go! Let's see!
Now, hold on. Chubby, you didn't bring me your pajama pants. It's not that hard once you get it down to where it's supposed to go. It's trying to get everything on the table and all of their stuff together. That's the hard part.
Okay, we're getting closer to reality. Getting a little closer to reality.
There we go.
Well, the drive to Papa Bill's house is normally about 3.5 hours. And along the way, the kids are normally having fun. They play cards in the bus, we sing, play instruments.
The bus is really, really cool to ride in, and it's way easier with the little kids because it's not so cram-packed.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take y'all by where I met your good-looking mama.
We were driving through Anderson, South Carolina, which is where we went to college and where we met, and a lot of the kids have not seen the college we attended or where we actually started dating.
Anderson University, see right here.
Are the swings still out there, honey? Can you still see swings?
And the swings are still there.
That's where we would sit.
Right here's the swings, right here.
There they are. That's where we would sit.
That's the swing right there. Me and Mama sitting in that one. They're probably not the same swing, they're the same style.
My second year of Anderson, Daddy wasn't with me. He was at Clemson. I was with Greg, his brother. Yeah, I had one class with Greg, so every day I would ask Greg, did he ask about me? What's he doing? Is he dating anybody? Does he like any girls? So I would get the scoop from Greg every day.
Hey, this is the church we got married in.
Yeah, this is the little church.
Go
Right.
forward, Dad. Send us slow down.
We didn't go to church here, but I thought it was a cute little white
That's the
country
church we got married in.
And we went to a different church, but every day I'd drive by and I thought that would be the prettiest wedding pictures. Hey, Gil.
Yeah, honey.
You better call Mama Jane and let her know how far away we are.
My mom and dad are great parents. Just great parents.
I was real proud when we were able to move to the farm. I was raised in the city, and everything was real tight. And I think Gil was 2 or 3 when we moved here, and we've been here 40-something years now.
There's the Bates house.
Farmhouse. Oh, yeah.
That's where Friday and Mildred live right there.
There they
They're relaxing.
Let's go! It's playtime!
Yeah!
Yoo-hoo! Break off that! Where's our haymaker?
Papa.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I think this house is like 130, 40 years old.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is this the house you grew up in?
Yeah, this is the house I grew up in.
You like your house to be kept in a certain way? It's hard, 19 kids in a house.
It's tough, and I do holler sometimes and scream. And I try not to. I do fine for the first 24 hours and sometimes 48, but after that, it's tough. 3 days is long enough when they're all here.
Hey, y'all don't be too rowdy. Don't break Papa's chair.
The cousins are coming. Come on, cousins! The cousins are here. Hey, 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 man! I'm glad you're here.
Well, Gil's the oldest of the family, and then there's Uncle Greg, his brother, married Casey, and their 4 children, Ben and Catherine, Caroline, and Daisy. And then Aunt Jenny's the baby of the family. She married Craig, so she's on the other side of the farmhouse.
At what point?
Yes.
Like, that's starting to be quite a family.
When did you think it was a lot?
You know, after 3 or 4, Mom's kind of like, well, so what, how many the God gives us, that's how many we're glad to take. And he said, you can't imagine one day without one of them.
Seeing the older ones grow into adulthood has been wonderful. Like, you've seen what a great job that Gil and Kelly have done as parents.
Papa Bill has this really, really cool tractor.
Let's try that.
She does not know how to drive.
Come on, corn planters.
Y'all girls, y'all knocking me off track.
Mama Jane doesn't like a lot of people in her kitchen.
The refrigerator, I guess, is open 3,000 times a day.
Our whole family's visited my mom and dad on my dad's farm in South Carolina. No farm's complete without cattle. My dad has cows, my brother has cows all together. We have horses. We also have rabbits and chickens. So this just has everything you need for a farm is right here. There she comes.
Papa Bill has this really, really cool tractor. And so Erin had, last year she'd driven it. And like, we wanted to drive it, but there wasn't time for me and Alyssa to drive it. So this year we said that all 3 of us were gonna go out there and drive the tractor.
All right, Aaron, this is a clutch.
Okay.
Your brake's over there.
A lot of people think it's crazy that we wear skirts all the time, and we do it with no matter what activity we're doing, even driving tractors.
You got it. Let your clutch out. Let your clutch out. There you go.
I missed it because I had some of the kids, so I missed Erin and Alyssa driving. So then when I came down, they had already drove.
I think we should have Tori. Tori, can you come?
So I came down and he told me how to drive it, but I did good. He didn't tell me that when you push the clutch to let it up slowly. He said you push the clutch and when you want to go, let it up.
This is your clutch here. And when you let that clutch out, the tractor's gonna take off. There you go. Now you ready to go.
So I let it up and it just jerked me, so I pushed it down again because it jerked me.
Don't push your clutch in, you stop. Let your clutch out. Let your clutch out.
She does not know how to drive.
Let it out slowly.
And then Papa's like, you have to let it up. So I was like, you didn't tell me that.
He was just continuously popping the clutch on a hill.
Tori's very expressive in everything she does, and I don't know, just driving a tractor seems like it would be very entertaining to watch.
She's a hoot. He's funny. And I was just going around and everything. So I went around and I was like, I wonder how tight this thing could turn. And I just took it and I just turned it all the way it could and just like spun around. It was like really cool.
Slow down, slow down.
This is it. She'll flip it, Papa.
Put the clutch in.
That's why I don't ride with her.
Tori, now you know why you don't drive a real car.
Because I might wreck it.
Come on, Pops.
Okay.
Let's go.
Come on, corn planters. Come on. Let's go. All right, Uncle Greg, come show us how to work this machine here. We're gonna let Papa Bill show us how him and Uncle Greg lay this corn out on this fine new garden.
We're gonna come back up that line over there, so go straight out across there, then we'll turn around and come back.
Looks sort of like a bike. And I said, is this some kind of bike you ride across the field or something?
You put a little special disc in there for each size seed, and that's for corn. And then it clips it, so about ever so often it drops a seed.
Now, you ain't gotta go fast, just go slow.
Don't step on it. Step your feet out wide.
I think Jackson is going to be our farmer man. We started to plant some corn in my brother's garden, and my mom wanted to add beans beside the corn so they'll climb up the corn stalks and you don't have to bend down to pick them up. I guess that's when you get old, that's a good help. You know, he was trying to push it in the midst of 20 people trying to stick a bean beside his planted corn.
Yo, girls, y'all knocking me off track.
Woo! I got that, Josie. You're putting too many beans.
Don't forget to 6 hands under your feet. That's hard.
I think he's going to be the Bates farmer, probably. He enjoyed it. He loved it. He stayed to the finish.
All right. We got fried possum. Run over it yesterday.
Mama Jane doesn't like a lot of people in her kitchen, and she says it's not big enough anyway, so...
Now, Mama Jane has learned to be creative. She serves all of the meals outside, usually in the yard, so that the kitchen stays clean.
Janie is like, if she thinks, like, she just gets really crazy, like when a lot of kids come in or something, or if a lot of kids start to do something, she just, like, freaks out.
They're all over the place. The refrigerator, I guess, is open 3,000 times a day. None of them wants to eat at the same time. They all eat it. They all just want to constantly come in and get another drink, get another drink. The little boys are in and out the back door. Might as well just leave it open. They just in and out, in and out.
Okay, the choices are you can cook your hot dogs over the fire, or you can get them already cooked in the pot.
Keep it up high. There you go. Woo! Watch the elbows.
Woo, buddy.
It was fun to have a bonfire and cook hot dogs outside. It's a lot easier for cleanup. You just shake off the towel and the dog eats all the scraps and everybody goes back to normal.
Well, being here today with my mom and dad, my brother and my sister, just like old times. All having fun together, and to add all our kids in with their cousins, my nieces and nephews, is fantastic.
We have 2 big creeks that come together on the property here. Beavers started to show up here.
Oh, man, look at the mess they made back here.
That's right.
Look at how pretty you look.
Gil thinks he's still back in his 20s, and he can still play with the boys. Last time they were down, he ended up in the emergency room.
We're in South Carolina visiting my mom and dad on the farm where I grew up. Visiting Papa Bill's is always a lot of fun for our whole family. We have 2 big creeks that come together on the property here. With water it draws other animals, and we have found over the last probably, I think my dad said sometime in the 70s, beavers started to show up here. Well, our creeks went from being the fun little creek you go play in to they began to dam them up, and it actually just made the whole bottom land into swamps.
Oh, man, look at the mess they made back here.
It just kind of ruined a lot of acres, probably 10 or 11 acres. And even to this day, as often as we come down, we normally will try to break down some of the dams and get the water back flowing so the ground can try to recover.
What happens when the cattle come down here, it's all mushy, and they won't walk through it, and they end up getting hoof rot and other problems, so it becomes a real danger to the property and to the cattle here.
All these years he's explained to me about the hoof rot and all that, but I'm sorry, the beavers are cuter than the cows.
Well, I say start pulling them out, boys, and see if we can get some of that old beaver dam. Look how it's done made a big marsh of that whole area back there.
At first, we stepped in knowing our pants would get wet. Not absolutely sure that we were going to bust the dam that big.
Let's get this thing out of here.
Yeah, that's the main part of the dam right there. Pull on.
Mighty rushing river, whoop!
Warden, you forgot to wear boots.
If we tear a dam down today, probably within 2 weeks, it'll be back.
My favorite part about going to Papa Bill's is their, like, pond sort of creek thingy, because you, like, play mud in it. It's really cool.
Whenever you get the little boys around water, I don't know what it is, they always think they gotta just dive in and get wild.
Okay, don't throw it on Carlin. She's going home. All right, let's everybody go home. Mama Jane is not gonna let y'all in her house.
We had a mud ball fight, and we jumped in the water, and we splashed it all over Carly.
That's right.
Look at how pretty you look.
One of the favorite things to do when we come to Papa Bill's house is play football. We don't have a lot of flat ground where we live at our house. All right, come on, guys. Everybody line up. We're gonna pick teams. Come on. Hey. Hey, somebody get him. Yes. Hey. Oh, go, man!
Oh, incompletion, incompletion.
It was control for 3
Incompletion.
seconds.
I don't know. We need a referee.
Went 2 steps.
Control. He never had control.
Oh, the man referee said no control. Get the
Instant
ball.
replay. Okay, here goes.
Come on, Poppy, you the referee. You call this
I
one.
had it in my arm, then I was falling out of bounds, and I lost it.
Poppy, get where I'm at, Poppy. You can see good.
Yeah, we have a judge.
I love instant replay.
I got this ball.
Can't believe it.
Yep, I had it.
No, ain't never.
No control.
Never had it.
I had it right
We
there.
have.
After viewing the replay, Lawson never had the ball under control. It went out of bounds before he got control.
The camera guy, the only one angle we had, he swung to it, and if you watch that thing closely, I caught the ball and went about 2 steps, but I was falling out of bounds. And so I fell out of bounds and dropped the ball. But I'd already had control of it for at least enough time.
It's so much fun just to see them playing together. I'm cheering for both teams because I've got kids on both sides, but
Gil thinks he's still back in his 20s and he can still play with the boys. I think last time they were down, he ended up in the emergency room.
I see why they do football in the fall.
In football, have you ever heard of sudden death? Well, that's what happens when old people play football and they get too hot. It ends up sudden death. This is halftime for us, and my team's winning. So I thought it'd be a good time to quit.
Okay, this is the
Look
funniest.
at this dude.
You want to see this? This is Daddy.
29 years ago. And that's the state championship medal right there. Man, she makes it look too easy.
It takes us about a day and a half to clean up after they leave.
When we go to Papa Bill and Mama Jane's, we play. That's what we do.
We have a croquet set, which I bought several years ago, and it's been through it. They have totally tore it up. They broke 2 or 3 of the sticks. We spent a couple of days. Usually we'll find, a couple of weeks later, we'll find some of the balls, you know, somewhere out in the pasture, but there's constantly something going on when they're here.
The old man's way. Man. She makes it look too easy.
One of the favorite pastimes here is sitting around talking, because we're kind of catching up on what everybody's doing and sometimes reminiscing about old times. And I noticed this group of settlers that settled in one specific area, and I noticed they were all laughing, and I wanted to find out what they were talking about.
What are y'all doing out here?
We're fixing to tell some good ones on you.
On me? I want to defend myself. So we had to tell some stories, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, I was thinking, you know, you forget all the things happen, and it's like you tell one story, and it just leads a thread to the next. And
There was a teacher, you were a little boy, and you had a crush on her, and you came home and painted the barn, painted James.
No, I didn't paint the barn.
back of the house. I painted the back of the house.
I love Chica Talent. We didn't know it was back there. Gil begged and begged for us to ask his teacher over for ice cream. And I had no idea until we walked in the backyard that he had sprayed this on my back of the hand.
On this trip, we ended up getting out a lot of trophies and pictures from my sports days back in high school and college.
I think I was a senior then. I
See
can't
what
know.
it says? We could have whooped him in football.
This is Daddy.
29 years ago.
Gil seemed like every team he became a part of, everybody began to follow him. He just sort of took over. It's just his personality, I guess.
It was really cool getting to see all the pictures when my daddy was young and when he was like in college. He had like tons of trophies. I was thinking, 1 or 2 trophies, and then he like pulled out this huge box. I was like,
That's the state championship medal right there.
whoa, I didn't know my dad was that good.
All these right here, you know what's going to happen to all these? They're going to probably go back in the box, and they're going to be put away somewhere. But the real person of who you are is going to be what people remember about you, not if you won or not, but really with the attitude you have. Well, it has been super great to get to be here, and we'd like to just stay here and not have to return to the merry-go-round of our other responsibilities. But, there's a little saying, you better come apart before you come apart. So This is our will come apart, and we're going to go back to the daily grind soon.
Bye, Janie.
Yeah, Mom. Bye, Daddy. Bye, Mom and Daddy, Papa Bill. Oh, bye, Papa Bill.
Bye, Mom.
See you, Jane, Jane.
I know it. You demonstrate it all the time. All right, load up. We gotta go. All right. Oh, you got your big old thing right.
They were well-mannered. Gil and Kelly's really done a great job with their manners.
It takes us about a day and a half to clean up after they leave.
Oh, a rainy day, and that's it. Hallelujah.